Hola amigos, hola amigas, Dorian here from Hoover bienvenido, croeso welcome. Today we are looking at 3 itchy Shih Tzus, Gilligan in the middle, Millie there, and Zach there. Now, yesterday and on Sunday they all had a haircut, and they all have a kind of short all over, nice and cool for the summer, bit of a prison dog kind of haircut. So they had their haircut, and what was left was this. This is the fur of 4 months growth of Shih Tzus. Now what I have done, I don't like doing dirt tests. I don't like spreading the muck around. It gets too dusty, there's dust everywhere, and I just basically can't stand it. So what I've done is saved their fur. Zach, sit back over there. And I'm going to do a mesh test. Now there's a lot of fur here, and I've been walking around in it since yesterday and today and squishing it all into the carpet. A lot of it is loose, and there's lots of it then it's kind of stuck into the carpet. So I've been trampling it all around. Now I'm going to do a mesh test, and I'm going to use 4 vacuums. I'm going to be using this Hoover Jr, and I can't remember. I can't remember which one it is now. I should have done that before I started the video, shouldn't I? Would have helped. Anyways, that old Hoover Jr, my Numatic Henry with the 2 different types of nozzles, my Sebo automatic X 1.1, and my Sebo Felix. So I have them all switched on. Except for the Felix, because as soon as I switch that on, it'll come on because the switch on the handle's broken. So the first thing I'm going to do, I don't particularly... Oh, there's a cat. Ping Pong, you're not going to want to stay in here. I'm going to pick up the most of the mess using Henry and using just the standard nozzle on him. So let's get him set up. So I'm going to be using this Henry with the standard nozzle to pick up the worst of it, because I don't want to get the other ones clogged up with the fur. So I'm going to pick as much of it up as I can with the Henry, and then we'll see how it goes from there. So let me get him switched on. Okay, I've got you set up on the tripod. Let me switch him on. Okay, I've had to stop that because there is now absolutely no suction because I think the bag is full. So let's take a look. Now let's take the lid off and the filter, and yep, that is chock-a-block full of fur inside there. Tip him out. So let me get a new bag. I've got microfiber bags for him, but I want to use up these paper bags. I want to get them used up. There we go, new bag. Filter back on. Okay. Now, let's continue with the pickup. Okay, let me turn them off. So Henry's done a good job with the standard nozzle for picking up all the lumps. So what I'm going to try and do now is see how it goes. Actually now trying to pick up the fur as if this was my only vacuum. So let me try it again. Okay, that did a really good job, and there's not much mess on the nozzle. There's a bit of fur on the brushes to the side, but had to use a lot of elbow grease, but it didn't do too bad, I have to say. I'm quite impressed with that. So let's try another vacuum cleaner and I'll get it set up. I almost forgot. I'm going to try this aero brush that I bought back in 2014. It's got bristles on it. It's on like a flexible height adjustment base. It's got the flap there that you lift up. It's very stiff. I need a screwdriver to do it. To any blockages inside the spinning turbo, and I've removed all the stuck fur and stuff on there. So there's nothing wrong with it. It works fine. So we're going to try it with this. Let's see if this makes it any easier. So let me switch her on. Okay, so that definitely did a better job, a lot easier in picking it up. There's no mess on the brush, maybe just a little bit here. That's original. A little bit of fur, but not much. That did really well. It was a lot easier to pick up. So the next one I'm going to use is the Sebo X1. So we'll give that a go. Okay, and I'm going to do this area up here. That was very effortless. Not much, there's a bit of hair on there, but brush roll in the underneath of that. That's all nice and clean. So that did really well. I'm really impressed with that. I'm just going to pop it over the side. Next, I'm going to use my Sebo Felix 1, and I'm going to reposition the camera. Okay, I've got it set up. I haven't plugged it in because as soon as I plug it in, it's going to switch on. So I'm going to give this a go. I've set it on number 2 for the height because it's a short pile carpet, and I'm going to do the area here where the dog's on, and we'll see how that goes. So let me switch it on. Well, that did really, really well. I don't know if you can see, but there's actual track marks in the carpet. I mean, I know the carpet had just been shampooed, so that definitely would have helped to fluff it up, but it left really distinct track marks in a cheap, crappy carpet that sits in the garage. So the last bit I have left, I'm going to use my Hoover Jr. I'll get the model number before I continue the video, but we'll pick up the rest of this fur and see how it goes with an old-fashioned beater bar with the beater pads on it, beat as it sweep as it cleans. I think Roger will like that one, so let's give it a go. Okay, so it's a Hoover U421. Oh god, I've forgotten now, hang on. Try again. U1426 Hoover Jr. with a cloth bag. So it's the cheapest in the range of the vacuums that I've been using. So we'll give it a go. This is very noisy, so if you're wearing headphones, turn it down. So there we go, that's all the fur picked up. Okay, so I've got them all here. Obviously this wasn't any kind of like scientific proof or anything, I did it just for fun. So every time I clip the dogs, which is normally every 4 months, I'll pick another couple of vacuum cleaners to see how they cope with the dog fur. They all did really well. I'm really impressed with all of them. The Henry has definitely got the power, but with the standard nozzle it was okay for picking up the larger lumps of fur, but it did pick up the fur in the end, but it would have taken a lot of elbow grease, so I was looking for ease really in this demonstration. The turbo brush did do very well, but again I would have had to have gone back and forth over some parts. It would have needed a bit less elbow grease than this, but it would have got the job done. The Sebo Felix did really, really well. I was really impressed with that. The Hoover Jr did really good. I mean, for an old machine that only has 440 watts, the saviour of this is definitely the brush roll with the beater pads. That definitely picked up the fur, the ground in fur. There was some ground in bits, and also brought up the pile of the carpet. This Sebo Felix one did bring up the pile better than all of them, but I still have to say, for easiness, my favourite is the X1.1, the Sebo X1.1. So out of these today, I would say the one I would definitely use for fur would be the Sebo X1.1. I would definitely use my Henry to pick up the big chunks, because that filled up the bag. But for the rest of it, I would definitely then go to the Sebo X.1. 1.1 to pick up the rest, the ingrown fur that was embedded in the carpet. But they all did a really good job. They all did it. This one is 1,000 watts, and this one's only 440. I can't remember what the wattage of those are, but it's definitely higher than these two anyway. So yes, I hope you enjoyed today's little fur pickup demo. I'll do another one next time I clip the dogs. Ping Pong's decided to go and sleep with the dogs as well. She often does. And thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It's not scientific, it was just a bit of fun. I clipped the dogs and thought I would use some of the vacuums to pick up the fur. So please subscribe, like, comment on this video. I have lots of other videos on there as well. I got lots of videos to come up for some of these. This Hoover Jr hasn't been refurbed yet. The Sebo Felix, the handle, the switch on it is broken. I didn't realise that you couldn't just buy a new handle. I thought it was similar to the X series where the handle just pops out and just replace it. Apparently you can't with these. So I'm going to see if I can get a replacement handle part for it with the on-off switch. If not, I'm not really bothered. It still works really fine. It's just going to get switched on at the wall. But this needs to be cleaned up and tidied up as well. The X 1.1, that's been done in the demo. I've done my Henry, but I will do a few more demos with Henry on the car and stuff. I'll do it on there. And this Hoover Jr needs cleaning up from scratch, so that'll be featuring in a video coming up soon. So thank you very much for watching, and have a nice evening.